Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the channel. I just want to quickly say, before we get into this video about promos, thank you so much for the support. I have made one video, and it kind of went crazy, in my opinion, and that is thanks to all of you. If you are new to the channel, I would appreciate a subscription from you. If you're like me, you're a lurker, you don't do that, I get it. No worries. Well, let's get into the video. Today's about promo cards, and for the last little while, I've been doing a lot of research on promos. I've been buying promos. I think there's a lot of potential. However, one thing I'll say, in Riftbound in the last month, a lot of top chase cards and especially promo cards have been absolutely ripping. I almost wish I made this video like literally 3 weeks ago. But I am going to talk about all the ones that I think are really interesting because I don't know. There's some really cool designs. Also, in the Pokemon world, not to talk about that too much, disgusting. Um, I just feel like I have a feeling about promos as time goes on based on what I've seen perform in that space and in One Piece. And if you get in early to a lot of really good promotions, promo cards, I think there's like a lot of potential for growth. Um, and if you're just purely collecting, it's like the cheapest time to collect a lot of these. So I pulled up like probably 7 or so, but I first want to reference riftbound.gg. A lot of you already know this, but if you don't, on this promo cards list, how get uh, tab here, it has all the Riftbound promo cards listed. Highly, highly, highly recommend. Because even if you've been around for a while, there's a lot that maybe you don't even know. Just give it a little scroll. Take a little gander, see what catches your eye, and see like where prices are at, because I'm not going to cover every single one in today's video, just a lot of the ones that I think are pretty interesting. Um, but yeah, I mean, this is like a really fantastic resource, and there's probably, I would wager that there's maybe even a few missing at this point. Um, but Riftbound is relatively young in the grand scheme of things. I don't even think it's a year old quite yet. As far as I can remember, it's hard to keep track of things sometimes. Uh, but like you can get a grasp on everything that's kind of been released. So I want to start with the launch exclusive Ahri. It was actually all the way at the top. When you think about Ahri, Ahri is one of the most popular champions in League, straight up. You pick Ahri, you win the game. And when you look at all the top chase cards in Riftbound, a lot of them are Ahri's. Okay, look at Spirit Forged, look at Origins, etc., etc., etc. This is a launch exclusive promo. It was distributed at a lot of events and conventions throughout 2025. It's been hovering. I mean, it kind of went up somewhat recently. It was closer to $60, but it's been hovering between 80, now about $100. Some sales at 55, but that was like a few weeks ago before everything went crazy. So I'll scroll back up because I scrolled a little bit on this. I would say it's about $100 promo. I think if you can go to a card show and start picking them up 80, 90, 100, like this has a lot of potential. I think pops are going to be a little bit higher in a card like this just because they made a bit more, but like I think like the print quality is pretty good. I'm probably going to grade the two that I picked up. We'll see. But like this is a really phenomenal opportunity to get exposure to like a very early promo if you believe in Riftbound long term. Very, very popular champion, launch exclusive stamp. These things are going to matter in the long run. If Riftbound continues to stick around, continues to grow, which I think it will, I think it's very healthy right now. In 3-5 years, this is going to be a card that I think a lot of people are going to value and appreciate quite a bit. Next, Heimerdinger, similar vein. This is a judge promo, so if you were a judge at a Riftbound event, chances are you were able to get this card. So judge exclusive promo, kind of an interesting world there. $450. I know some people who were buying these up recently, and remember there are Chinese versions as well, oftentimes in these cards. But it's really just run up a lot recently, selling 375 back in June. I think people were picking these up even for like 250, not even that long ago. Um, so yeah, I mean they came out the door basically $100. This is a much different time. You know, January is so new, right? But uh this is a really, really interesting card, and I think honestly don't be surprised if you start seeing this get bought out. And when you look at like what is available on the market, 81 sold in last year, 35 listed. It's one that I think is like worth taking kind of a flyer on. It's also like really cool. I mean, a judge exclusive promo. So much of the game is sitting around like the community playing it and the champion itself, Heimerdinger, in my opinion, relatively popular. But yeah, this is really, really interesting. And again, like all the promos I'm showing you today have run up quite a bit recently, but I still think there's a lot of value out there. One that I think is actually an incredible play. You can't see it because I put it back inside the box, but in my last video, I had the Lunar New Year box, the Chinese Lunar New Year box. Comes with 5 Chinese Spirit Forge packs, some accessories. It's a fairly large box, but it comes with this promo. This promo is basically the same price as the box. The box is selling for about $100, maybe a little bit more recently, but I bought a few at like $82 with intentions on probably grading them. PSA 10s. Now, PSA is shut down, which I do want to point out. So I'm not sure how much like PSA being shut down is affecting Riftbound prices. I would assume that it is definitely affecting them somewhat. But for a lot of cards, print quality is like not that bad. If you're at a card show, take a look at some of these promos, because especially for some of the newer ones where there's more rateable promos out there, like this Irelia, if you're picking it up for $80 and grading it and you're getting a PSA 10, not a lot of downside there. Print quality seems to be okay, but keep in mind, like there aren't actually pops on this are getting higher. But you can see 585 in a 10, 682 pop, very high gem rate, but a couple sales at 499. So I think honestly, this is one of your best grading plays in Riftbound right now. Yes, there's going to be a lot of other cards that are very gradable, but as far as availability goes, look at your Facebook. In my area, at least recently, these were a lot more available. My area in Atlanta, not a lot of Riftbound in general, but these boxes were released, and whenever there's a big release, after the raffle, after they get shipped, these are the types of opportunities that I look for. This is a lovely card. It's Irelia. Again, popular champion. Top lane, absolute creatures playing up there, by the way. Although I'm a support right now, so I'm also brain dead, as they would say. But this is a really, really cool art. A Lunar New Year card. By the way, I think only about 11,000 boxes were printed for this box. 11,000, guys. 11,000 boxes. That is not a lot. And when you think, again, 3 or 5 years, I wouldn't mind stacking up on a lot of these personally. I think they're really cool. And I think it's going to do well in the long term. And also just like a really sick card in a pretty popular champion, in my opinion. Moving on, we have the Arcane box set. So there's like 6 cards in here. Jinx, Vi, Heimerdinger, Caitlyn, Victor, and Warwick. And again, these are all listed on here as well. Let me actually just search for it, because I think they're really, really cool arts. Here's one. This is the Jinx. You're going to see this one quite a bit, this Jinx Rebel promo. I think is a phenomenal card. I probably should have pulled them up. I just had the box pulled up. But the box has doubled in price in the last few weeks. And you're going to see this again in a lot of products with really, really good promos. 243 sold, 61 listed. I think, honestly, it's like a pretty good investment to have. And just honestly, a really cool product with how like the actual box kind of displays them. Here's the Vi. Like, these are really, really good arts. Also worth grading, absolutely. Here's the Victor. This card goes absolutely dummy hard. The Warwick, pretty solid, right? Again, these are models based on the show, which, has a couple seasons out. The first season was really good. Second, kind of mid in my opinion, but a really great show. A lot of people reference Arcane as like this huge driver for Riftbound, and while I do think it was really popular, and I do think that's true to some extent, I don't know. I mean, we'll see, right? But Caitlyn, Also, very popular champion. Very nice promo. All of these are basically double in price. Same with the box set here. This is weird. What does this add? Interesting. Next, moving on, there are these Origin stamped promos, which personally I've been buying. They were like at Origins release events, I guess exclusively on Halloween. I'm not sure if that's actually true though. I guess if you know more, let me know, because I wasn't really around during that time. But regardless, when I see these promos, there's three of them. There's a Jinx, there's a Lee Sin, and there's a Victor. They go really hard. They're super cool. And they have the Origin stamp on there, which if you're a promo person, you want this stamp. And pops are not that crazy. This Lee Sin sold for $205 in a 10 a little over a week ago, which I actually think is a really, really good deal, because right now you can pretty much only buy all three for about $200. Let's see if there's any open on the market for a 10. There's some bids here on the Lee Sin. I think the Jinx is going for a bit more, and the Victor is probably about similar to that. But yeah, you're going to see sets around like $800, $200 to $400 each, and maybe a little bit more for all three. But I think they're going to continue to climb in price. They're really, really cool. The arts are super good. And, you know, Jinx writing or painting the old. Yeah, I think they're really, really sweet. I think these promos have a lot of potential, and there's probably great grading plays there. I think it's worth buying raw. I definitely also think it's worth buying a full set in 10s too. Again, that Origin stamp I think is going to... I'm a huge believer in Origins long term. You know, Riftbound only releases like 4 sets a year, right? Origins is going to be in print for a minute, but as long as Origins is out and there's like relatively affordable promos, I'm in on that. I'm worth it. For me, it's like they're super cool. They're only going to get rarer with time, and if Riftbound continues to grow, you know, they're going to be kind of dwarfed out as far as pops go. That's kind of exactly what I like to see. It's kind of a perfect storm, and they're still super affordable. In fact, I'm going to keep my little eye on this one. Bing. Hey, if you're watching, you know, delete this right now. Don't worry about this, brother. I'm just kidding. But yeah, these are really, really cool. $205 is a phenomenal deal, in my opinion. Phenomenal deal. And then I think on this, I just looked at Origins release event. There's a bunch of promos that were like in prize packs, like this Jinx, right? There's a Yasuo, there's a Lee Sin, or this is the stamped one. So this one sold for $255 plus shipping, so it's definitely gone up a little bit. Jinx release event, prize pack, PSA 10, $500, loose cannon. Very, very cool card in my opinion. You have you know, the Teemo here, again, about $400. This Ahri, this one sold in a 9. Let's see if there's some others that have sold recently. Here's another 10. This is June 4th. So, you know, they don't sell super often. Again, you can come on here and check out a lot of the other ones. Origins release event promos. These are really, really cool. Definitely worth collecting. And if you see them at shows, like, definitely, you know, get your eyes on them. Here's Set. The Teemo one, I think, is... Last time I checked, it was like $80. Moving on here, let's actually talk about Teemo a little bit. GG Easy Teemo. If you don't know, this is only found in the Origins Nexus Night packs, okay? Which were fairly limited release, weekly events. They were given out usually as prizes, or maybe if you like entered a tournament. I think it depended on the card shop a little bit. Spirit Forge Nexus Night packs and Unleash Nexus Night packs do not have a huge chase card. I think Riot, like, they stopped putting in really big, hard to pull chase cards. So the Origins one is the only one with a giant chase card, and it's this. It's the GG Easy Teemo, if you don't already know. This is like one of the grails, in my opinion, and extremely hard to pull. And now packs are like $40, and I think the pull rates are about 1 in 80. And man, did I join just a little too late, because I started looking at prices around the $500 mark, and I was like, I don't know, it seems expensive. Now it's $1,000 all day long. All day long. 900, 800, 1,000, you name it. I mean, literally look at the data, the TCG player data. Only recently it was selling for 800, 700. Like you can see late June, 700, right? Like 500 in May. It's going up, and for good reason. It's a really sick card, a really sick promo, super hard to pull. I don't think pops are super high on this. Considering like what it is. I mean, 482 have sold on TCG Player. Currently 13 listed. The thing is, they're getting bought out on the market, and they're just absolutely getting chomped through at the moment because I think there's a lot of people who know enough about this card. They know how hard it is to pull. They know it's Teemo. It's GGZ Teemo. And they don't exist in the new Nexus pack. So there's a little bit of a rush there, which makes sense. But I still think at $1,000, in my opinion, it's not that bad of a play. I do not think it is that bad of a play. And if you want this card, I'm not sure it's going to get any cheaper anytime soon. So if you really want this card like me, you might have to bite the bullet and make a play on it. But that's a big purchase. All right, $1,000 is crazy. Up 100% in a month. 214% on the year. Is absolutely wild. So, yeah, I mean, this is one of the cards, man. This is the one you need to keep your eye on because it's still doing bonkers things. And I think in a 10, it's like $3,500, which is wild. We looked at the Worlds promo box or the box set for the 2025 Worlds. That box is like over $600. This is the promo that comes inside of it. Really, really great. You know, this is the Panda Teemo. I believe it's like what it's called. This is a phenomenal card. Only found in that box, and it's obviously last time I was looking at it, I almost bought one. I would have bought one at a card show I went to, but there weren't any out in the world. $200 now. Well, guess what? It's over $400 consistently. So a lot of promo cards are getting absolutely cooked, and I still think that the Sauron Eye has yet to look at a lot of other really, really good promo cards that exist out there. I think the Ahri launch exclusive is a phenomenal card. And personally, I still want to buy a bunch. And I don't know. I think a lot of these are going to continue to move up with time here. So just some notable promo cards I wanted to cover. Obviously, we'll keep an eye on them as time goes on. And of course, when new ones come out, I'll give you my opinions too. Just based on my own taste, based on my own experience. It's no surprise that a lot of these have moved up. Keep an eye on the Irelia. Very interested to see what happens here. Keep an eye on the Ahri launch exclusive as well as these Origin Stamp promos. So there's a bunch of cheaper ones. I didn't go over all of them, obviously. Just some of the ones I thought were really cool and trending up and moving up in price and that I think are really unique. So let me know your thoughts down below. And again, thank you so much for the support. If you want to support my channel, maybe dropping a like, maybe dropping a little sub. It goes a long, long way for me. So appreciate each and every one of you being here, and I will see you very soon in the next one. We're kind of developing a schedule here. I'm not really sure. Obviously, I have the Pokemon channel, so I don't want to like over dedicate myself and get burned out. I just want to like treat this like it's fun and enjoy it and play League. I just want a game. Thank you very much. Still Gold 1. We're getting to Plat. That's a lifelong goal of mine. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you very soon in the next video. Whenever that is, probably pretty soon. Goodbye.